Good afternoon. So today we continue with special angles under trigonometry. So what are these special angles? Special angles just helps you to find a quick answer of trigonometric functions, because maybe you have been given sin 60. Instead of you start punching on your calculator what is sin 60, you can have a clear view of what sin 60 is. So that's why we are doing special angles to help you understand. So we are still at right angles. So these right angles give us a specific view. Why cos 90 is this? Cos this answer is this. So we're going to start with 30 degrees and 60 degrees. So we have this triangle here, right angle triangle here. So we can use Pythagoras theorem here to find out the answers that are needed to find cos 30 and these other trigonometric functions. So let's start with sin 30. So we'll start with SOHCAHTOA. So we have sin 30 here. So we have an opposite side here, adjacent, and the hypotenuse here. So from these angles you can find now sin theta. So we'll say sin. So since we're doing 30 degrees, so we find the sin 30 degrees, which is equal to sin is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite it's 1. So sin is 1 over 2. So sin 30 is equal to 1 over 2. Punch on your calculator. Sin 30 will give you 0.5. And 1 over 2 is equal to 0.5. That's the answer for sin 30. Then we'll go to cos 30. So cos 30 degrees. Cos 30 degrees, it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So on our adjacent, we have root of 3. So which is equal to root of 3 over 2. Then you have now tan theta. So tan theta is equal to, so tan 30 degrees. Even cos 30, when you punch on the calculator, the answer it will give you, and when you do root of 3 over 2, the answer will give you, they're equally the same. Then tan 30 degrees is equal to, tan you said it's opposite over hypotenuse. So as our opposite side, it's 1 over adjacent, it's root of 3. Now here we can still leave the answer. We can still leave the answer root of 3. That's why you learned SAD. So under SAD you can do what's called what? Rationalize in the denominator. So it will give us an answer which is root of 3 over 1, which is just root of 3. That's all. So we just end it from here, root of 3. Then we will now go to cos 30. Oh, 60 degrees. So sin 60. So for sin 60 it will be sin 60 degrees is equal to what? It's opposite. So what's our opposite side? It's root of 3 over, what's our hypotenuse? Our hypotenuse, we have 2. Then we go to cos 60 degrees. So cos is here. Cos it's what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent it's 1. So it's equal to 1 over, what's the hypotenuse? It's 2. So cos 60 equal it's half 1 over 2, or 0.5. That's the answer for cos 60. Then you go now to tan 60 degrees. So tan 60 it's opposite. What's the opposite? It's root of 3 over, what's the hypotenuse? It's 2. So it's tan 60, it's 60 over root of, or root of 3 over 2. Oh, sorry, not less over 2, over 1. It's root of 3 over 1. So which is just equal to root of 3. Then we now go to special angles of 45 degrees. What happens when we are at 45 degrees? So on 45 we have a 90 here. So even here we have 45 degrees. So the answer, you can use this angle, or you can use this angle. They are both 45 degrees. They will give you the same answers. So we'll start with sine. So sine 45 degrees is equal to, sine is what's the opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite side it's 1. So it's 1 over, what's the hypotenuse? It's root of 2, 1 over root of 2, giving us root of 2 over 2. When we shall rationalize the denominator, we go to cos 45 degrees, which is equal to, so under cos 45 degrees, when we have the adjacent, which is 1 over root of 2, also giving us root of 2 over 2. Then you go to tan. So tan 45 degrees is equal to, tan is given by opposite. So the opposite side it's 1. So it's 1 over, what's the adjacent side? So opposite here. Then you go now to the adjacent, which is this one here, which is 1. So tan 45 will always give you a 1. So we can now, it will be difficult for you to start doing this when you have been given a question. So how can you, let me give you a simple expression of how you can answer all any of these angles. If you have been given 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 45, 90 degrees, what's a simple way of answering them? So let's start. So let's start with sine here, cos here, and tan here. So we'll start with 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. So here in here we're not putting anything. So when you we start here, let's do over 2 here, over 2 here, over 2, over 2, and here over 2. So the denominator we have put for undersign, or the denominators we have put 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So this table here, you won't be taught in class, but this is just a simple expression, a shortcut, so how you can find these answers here. So we will start with now putting numbers. So you start counting. So you start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what will you do? Introduce a root everywhere. Root here, root here, root here, root here, and the root here. So we'll start with 0. What's the rate of 0? It's 0. 0 over 2. It's giving us 0. So sine 0 degrees, it's 0. It's 0 itself. That's why under all sine and all graphs for sine always starts at 0, 0. Then you go to 30 degrees. So we have root of 1 over 2. What's root of 1? It's 1. 1. So we remain with 1 over 2. So sine 30 degrees, it's 1 over 2. We even answered it here, 1 over 2 here. We go now to sine 45 degrees. Sine 45 degrees, it's root of 2 over 2. Because 2 doesn't have a root, so it will remain with root of 2 over 2. We even answered it here, root of 2 over 2. Then you go now to sine 60 degrees. So sine 60 degrees, it's root of 3. We don't have, so root of 3 over 3, which is just giving us root of 3 over 2. The same answer we answered here for sine 60 degrees. Then you go to 90 degrees. We didn't do for 90 degrees, but you yourselves can know the simple answer for root of sine of 90 degrees. So at 90 degrees, we have root of 4 over 2. What's the root of 4? It's 2. 2 over 2 into 2, it's 1. So at 90 degrees, sine is always 1. Then we go now to cos. So for cos, since you have answered sine, so the only thing you have to know is sine. If you just know how to answer for all angles for sine, for cos it's just a walkover, because what we'll just be doing is what ended here is what will start here. So we'll just be getting the same answers as they are. So what's the last answer here will be the first answer here, 1 here. When you go to, that's why cos always starts at 1. It never starts at 0. Cos always starts at 1. Then we go to 60. At 60 we have this 3 over 2. At 30 for cos we have what? Root of 3 over 2. Then here it's just the same thing. Root of 2 over 2. Then this will swap again, 1 over 2. That's why cos 60 is equal to 1 over 2 and sine 30 is equal to 1 over 2. So then we go now here. Here it give us a 0. Here it will give us a 0. That's why cos at 90 degrees, it's 0. Then we go now to tan. So we said tan theta is what? Tan theta, under the identity for tan theta, is equal to sine theta over cos theta. So here we'll just be dividing the answer for sine theta over the answer for cos theta. So for sine theta here, we said we have 0 here over 1. 1 into 0, it's 0. Then we have 1 over 2 here over root of 3 over 2. So here we are dividing. So we have 1 over 2 divided by root of 3 over 2. So we'll just into cross multiply, we'll do this. So this will go here. Oh, this will come here. This will go here. So 2 and 2, since they are both denominators and you're cross multiplying, they will cancel each other. So you only have what? Root of 3. So that's why even at tan 30 degrees, the answer to be root of 3. Then you go at tan 45 degrees. Here we have root of 2 over 2 divided by root of 2 over 2. So as you're cross multiplying, and they are the same. So this is coming here, this is coming here. So they all cancel each other, which is giving us 1 here. So we have 1 here. We even answered it. Tan 45 degrees, the answer gave us 1 here. Then you go at tan 60 degrees. What's happening at 60 degrees in sine and in tan? We have root of 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. So when you cross multiply, 2 and 2, since they are all denominators, they are all doing what's cancelling. So at tan, the answer for tan 60 degrees is giving us just root of 3. We even answered it, if I remember correctly, which is here, root of 3. Then we go now at 90 degrees. What happens at 90 degrees? Inside it, we have a 1. In cos, we have a 0. Then what is 1 divided by 0? Most of you will say the answer is 0. No, that's wrong. 0, when you say 0 into any number, even if it's 100, it's not 0. That's a long expression. So 0 into 1, it's undefined. Why is it undefined? Because 0 can go into 1, but the only thing you don't know is how many times 0 can go into 1. So the answer is infinite. So we want to be writing infinity here, we just be putting undefined, because even on your calculator doesn't have infinity. That's why it's always put undefined. So 0 into 1, it's undefined. So tan at 90 degrees, it's undefined. So this table will just be helping you to find this quick expression of how you answer things. So you can choose, either you will be going by using triangles, or you can be using this table to find answers. So let's quickly go and do some examples for you to understand what we are talking about. Example 1, which is saying find the exact values of sine squared 45 degrees plus cos squared 60 degrees. So how are we going to answer it? So we're just going to do is equal to, so we have sine squared 45 degrees. So the only thing you have to know is what happens in sine when you are at 45 degrees. So under the table we did, you can recall that sine 45 degrees, we answered it to be root of 2 over 2. Now we have a squared here, so we have a squared here, plus what happens at cos squared or cos 60? Cos 60, it's 1 over 2. So we have 1 over 2 here. We're also squaring it. So what is root of 2 squared over 2? The answer is giving us 2. These 2 and these squares will cancel. So we only have a 2 here over 2 squared, it's 4, plus 1 squared, it's 1 over 2 squared, it's 4. This is giving us 3 over 4. That's the answer for sine squared 45 plus cos squared 60. Then we have example 2. Example 2 says evaluate each of the following. So we have cos 210 degrees, sine 210 degrees, and tan 210 degrees as our first question. So let's go to the solutions for our first question. So solutions. So let's start with cos. So we have 210 degrees. First of all, what's cos 210 degrees, which is equal to, so cos 210, when you remember quadrant, it's in the what? In the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, we said cos is what? It's negative. So you have a negative here. So it's negative cos. So what we'll do is, under the third quadrant, we said we'll do it's theta minus 180 degrees. So what's our theta? 210 degrees minus 180 degrees. which is giving us what? Negative cos 30 degrees, which is equal to what's cos 30 degrees? From the table we did cos 30 degrees, the answer gives us root of 3 over 2. We are done. Then we go to so even this negative, you multiply it since it's negative, so you put a negative. So cos 210 degrees, it's negative root of 3 over 2. Then you go to sine. So we're also in the what? In the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, we're just doing the same step. So here we are putting sine here, even here sine here, even here sine, because sine in the third quadrant, it's what? It's negative. So the answer will be it's negative sine. So let's do this. So sine 210 degrees is equal to negative sine. The answer gave us what? 30 degrees. So at 30 degrees, sine is what? It's negative 1 over 2. At 30 degrees, sine is half, so negative 1 over 2. Then you go now to tan. So tan 210 degrees is equal to, so tan in the third quadrant, it's what? It's positive, so it will remain positive, so it will be tan 210 degrees minus 180 degrees, giving us tan 30 degrees, which is equal to, when you go for tan 30 degrees, the answer gave us what to be root of 3. Root of 3 here, we'll just go from the table here. At 30 degrees, tan it's root of 3. So the answer is root of 3 here. You are done with question 1. Then you go now to question 2. Question 2, we have cos 480 degrees. Cos 480 degrees. So what are we going to do at 480 degrees? So this was number 1. Then you go to number 2 now. Cos 480 degrees. So is equal to, at 480 degrees, what is happening? We'll do 480 degrees. So 480, since the angle has surpassed the fourth quadrant, so we'll do minus 360 degrees, which is giving us to be, so 480 minus 360, it's giving us 120 degrees. So which means we're in the what? We are in the second quadrant. So we have to understand now what happens when we're in the second quadrant. We do, so it will be cos, so in the second quadrant it will be cos, so cos 120 is equal to, in the second quadrant it will be 180 minus 120, which is giving us what? So cos is in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, cos is negative, so we'll have negative here. So what's 160? 180 minus 120. We have been 60 here, so negative 60. So what's negative cos 60? So cos 60. So negative cos 60 degrees gives us, so what happens when we are at cos 60? It's negative. From the table here, let's go back to the table for cos here. Cos 60, at 60 we have what? 1 over 2. So here, even the answer we have 1 over 2, which is now a negative, to show that cos is not in its natural quadrants. Then you go now to sine. So sine 480, so sine 480 degrees. So it gave us is equal to sine 120 degrees. When you do the same math we did here, 120 degrees, so which is equal to sine 180 minus 120, giving us sine 60 degrees, which is equal to, so sine 60 degrees, at 60 degrees, what happens on sine? Let's go back to our table here. At 60 degrees, we have root of 3 over 2. Root of 3 over 2. So the expression is positive simply because sine is in the second quadrant. It's what? It's positive. So it's in its natural quadrant. So it's positive. Then we go to now to tan. So we have tan 480 degrees. So tan 480 degrees. So we're only is equal to, so doing the same math we did everywhere to give us tan 60 degrees. Now let's go to the tan now. What happens when at tan when you are at 60 degrees? Let's go back to the table here. At 60 degrees, tan is root of 3. So the answer is giving us root of 3. Now, recall that tan is in the what? In the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, tan it's negative because it's not natural there, so it will be negative here. So even the answer it's negative root of 3. That's how you go about with special angles. They are very difficult as long as you just have to know either the table or how to do with the right angles. That's all. So we end here for today.